Good evening and welcome to Indian Hill High School at Tomahawk Stadium, where the Indian Hill Braves 9-6 face the 10-5 Comets from Mason High School. This is the first round of the lacrosse playoffs here in Ohio. And let's go over the starting lineups here real quick for Mason. Number 1, Tony Rapp. Number 3, Shannon Slattery. Number 9, Kyle Crom. Number 14, Tyler Jergen. Number 15, Jordan Barnes. Number 17, Taylor Craig. Number 23, George Brulson. Number 31, Justin Mahoney. Number 36, Scott Spencer. And number 40, Joey Endickrode. And for the starters for Indian Hill High School, number 1, Mac Minturn. Number 3, Michael Frankel. Number 4, Nick Kiriakis. Number 5, Matt Keller. Number 7, Austin Samandel. Number 11, Stephen Krall in the goal. Number 14, James Lackman. Number 18, Marcus Lewis. Number 22, the phenomenal freshman. Last game scored 4 goals, Jake Thomas. Number 26, Andy Pipes on defense. And finishing it out, another one of the captains on the team, number 37, the boss, Ross Lockwood on defense. So let's get things underway here at Indian Hill High School. Mason wins the face-off. They're looking to set up their offense. Mason comes into the game currently ranked 4th in Region 4, the same region that Indian Hill is. They're ranked 24th overall in all of Division 1, Midwest ranking of 123rd, and ranked 955 overall nationally. Now Indian Hill has the ball going the other way. Keller for the Braves. Indian Hill will set up the offense. Nick Kiriakis behind the goal. Kiriakis over to Thomas. Thomas fires to Minturn. Indian Hill comes into the game currently ranked 7th in that same division as Mason, but in all of Ohio they're ranked 15th, and they have improved their ranking in the Midwest. Currently they have improved from 74th, and they've improved it all the way to 56. And nationally, their rankings improved almost by 100 points. They improved from 543rd to 424th. So pass is going to sail over the Braves' head, but Jake Thomas with the hustle play, and he'll come up with it. Indian Hill shot on goal. That's saved. Another rip and a good save there. A good scoop by the goalie, Scott Spencer, for the Comets. Nicky Kiriakis with it now, passing to his teammate. Matt Keller ripping the shot. That's going to sail past the goal. Good position by Jake Thomas, who comes up with the ball. Mac Minturn over to Matt Keller. Keller pass is deflected by the Comets, and the Comets are headed the other way. Comets showing a little bit of speed there. That's Taylor Craig for the Comets with the speed. Tony Rapp with the ball now for the Comets. Rapp will back it up and try to set some kind of offense up here for Mason. Matt Bertram is with the ball there for the Comets. And they'll take it back out, slow it down a little bit, look for a little isolation one-on-one play here. Passes not able to be handled by the Comets. So Indian Hill's defense comes up with a lucky one there that they don't get the shot off. And that's a goal for the Comets early here in the game. That's number 20, Matt Bertramus, and with 6:38 on the clock, the Comets lead it 1-0. So the Comets come out with a early lead here in the first period. Jake Thomas comes up. No, actually that's Charlie Lappin who comes up with the faceoff. There's going to be a whistle, and the Comets will take over the ball. So the Comets really came out strong. Pretty quick scoring in the first 6 minutes of play. Matt Bertram is with the ball now. He scored the goal for the Comets earlier in the game. Jordan Barnes with the ball now. He'll pass it to the cutter. A save by Krull. Derek Henson with the ball now for the Comets. Out midfield. Comets having a little trouble coming up with the ball here. But setting up their offense. Good job pushing there on defense by the Braves. And Charlie Lappin will come up with it for the Braves, and he's headed this offensive attack the other way. Jake Thomas, the freshman, with the shot, and he finds the back of the net. So Braves tie the score up. Actually, 7:26 left on the clock. The other goal was at 8:39. Correction, couldn't quite read the scoreboard. A couple of the lights are burnt out here at Indian Hill High School. But Jake Thomas on the board for the Braves. Good hustle play there by Charlie Lappin, finding Jake Thomas. Jake Thomas taking it all the way by himself, and he finds the back of the net for the Braves. Coach Nate Reed said Jake Thomas is just one of those players, one of those freshmen that you see so much potential in. The sky truly is the limit for Jake Thomas, and hopefully he'll find the back of the net a few more times tonight for the Braves. So Austin Samandel with the ball now. And he'll find Michael Frankel. Frankel rips the shot. And that's another save for Scott Spencer. Scott Spencer, a sophomore, in the goal for the Comets. So Austin Samandel back in the game for Indian Hill. Make a little substitution. Michael Jameson in as well. And Keller just Keller will come off. So a long send there for Mason. Works out pretty well. Looks like good cutter, good defense there by Indian Hill. Stopping the easy shot. Good defensive effort there by James Lackman for Indian Hill. Good move. Jake Thomas looks inside, finding the cutter, Nicky Kariakis, but Kariakis not able to finish. Good play by the Mason goalie. Again, Scott Spencer. Hendricks with the ball now for Indian Hill. He's going to pass to Minturn over on the far side of the field. Minturn back to Hendricks. Hendricks over to Jameson. Kariakis with the ball behind the goal, setting up some offense. Looking for the pass there. Jameson with it. Looked for the shot, and that pass is going to sail over the top. But Indian Hill will come up with it. Crowd didn't seem to like that, Carl, but Indian Hill will come up with it anyways. Good rip by Kane Muir, but another good save by Scott Spencer. Coverage of tonight's game on Time Warner Cable Access Television is a presentation of the Indian Hill Television Network, also known as IHTN. IHTN provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC, which is a part of Time Warner. That pass will sail out of bounds, and the Comets will take it the other way. So looking at the brackets here in Ohio, the winner of this game most likely will face Moeller on Wednesday night. Moeller will have the home field advantage, probably played at Moeller or a school closer to Moeller, just because they had another fantastic season in Division I down here in Ohio, down here right around the Cincinnati region of Ohio, D1 lacrosse. So Indian Hill setting up their offense. Jamison with it now. Back over to Charlie Lappin. Indian Hill very patient here. Mason defense doing a great job of pushing the defenders out, pushing the offensive players out as far as possible, really making Indian Hill stretch the field. Finds a cutter. Kiriakis unable to get a clean shot there. Lappin will go after this one. He'll scoop it up. Lappin. Kiriakis with it now. Kiriakis looking for the shot. That's going to be a stick save for Spencer. Looked like it would have missed the goal. So it wasn't a shot on goal right at the post, but Spencer puts his stick up anyways and gets it. Kiriakis just shot, goes wide right. So ball's passed into Kiriakis. Kiriakis over to Jake Thomas. Thomas back to the top of the key. Back to Thomas, back to Kiriakis. Kiriakis quick passing there, but good interception there by the Mason Comets defender. Comets going the other way. Derek Henson taking it all the way, showing that speed right there. But Indian Hill's defense does catch up and put some pressure on him. Good move by Derek Henson, good little stick move. And that shot's good for Henson. So Henson on the board for the Comets. The Comets take the lead up to 2-1 over the Braves at an even 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Derek Henson, a midfielder for the Comets, only a freshman on the team, but just tremendous speed, really used that to his ability there and made a good cut and good stick skills and found the back of the net for the Comets. Keller comes up with it. Keller's taking it the other way, but he'll get it taken by Taylor Craig. Minturn with the ball now for the Braves. Indian Hill, again, just setting up the offense. Marcus Lewis over to Minturn. Minturn looks for the cutter inside. Again intercepted, and the Comets are going the other way. Really have some good transition offense. Minturn loses his stick. Pass a little low. Lockwood finds Austin Samandel. Samandel will look up the field. Samandel will find Frankel. Micah Frankel looks over to Jake Thomas. Jake Thomas to Nick Kiriakis. Kiriakis just using the stick skills, taking his time and finding a opening. Just great placement. A lot of times in soccer and other sports, they say sometimes it's not the hardest shot that always goes in. It's all about the placement. And Nicky Kiriakis, just great placement there. So that'll tie the game up 2-2 with about 2 minutes left in the first period. Kiriakis had an impressive night the other night, scoring 5 goals on his senior night here at Indian Hill against the Anderson Orangemen. So Austin Samandel with the ball. Tries to get it to Thomas. That's going to roll past, but good hustle there. Kiriakis will come up with it for the Braves. Kiriakis over to Minturn. Minturn back to Kiriakis. Middle of the field, ripped shot there by Nick Weiner. But his shot is deflected by Spencer. Really look at this Mason team. Quite a bit of speed coming down the field. It's one thing They're one of the fastest teams I've seen play on this turf. Marcus Lewis taking it the other way for Indian Hill. Good look by Jake Thomas inside at Nick Kariakis one-on-one. So Indian Hill will take it out of bounds from the corner. Over to Jake Thomas behind the goal. Back to Minturn. Kariakis. Again, Indian Hill just being patient. Looking for their cutters, setting up some offense here. Jake Thomas over to Kariakis. Kariakis looking for the high corner there, but that's going to be deflected. So under a minute to play in the first period. We'll make some substitutions here. Max Hendricks into the game along with Kane Muir for Indian Hill. Kariakis with the ball now over to Thomas. Thomas Amir. Muir back to Thomas. Freshman with it now for Indian Hill. Back. He'll get it back again. A little give and go by Kariakis. So Mason, a relatively new program here in Ohio. Started their lacrosse program in 2003. Kind of started off as club, but have worked their way all the way to Division I. And you know, they've won a couple of their Division I sports in their school's history. I know, I'm pretty sure women's basketball and the track team as well have won state championships and looking to start that here in lacrosse this year, but you got to go through Indian Hill first. And with that, it's the end of the first quarter. Score is tied 2-2. Goals for Indian Hill by the senior captain, Nick Kariakis, and the phenomenal freshman, Jake Thomas, with a goal for Indian Hill. Goals for the Comets, number 19, Derek Henson, and number 23, or actually number 20, Matt Bertramis. So Mason comes out to the early start, takes the lead in this quarter. They came out, they put the first one in. Indian Hill comes back with an answer. Mason came back with another shot, took the lead, but Indian Hill, leaning on their senior captain, was able to find the back of the net and tie the game up 2-2. Indian Hill team, as we've mentioned on several broadcasts, first-year head coach Nate Reed looking to do some damage here in the playoffs as a head coach. Obviously, you always want a successful program, and this is where it starts, your first round in the playoffs. Nate Reed, as we have mentioned, was a former player at Moeller, then played some college lacrosse, and then was a defensive coach at Sycamore High School. The head coach for Mason is Randy Hubbard. The producer of tonight's game is Mr. Dennis Dubbs, and the director of the Indian Hill Television Network is Robert Hinn. The Indian Hill Television Network and all IHTN games are produced in association with the ICRC. So Indian Hill will break it out here after the first quarter comes to an end, and after a little time in between the quarters comes to an end, rather, and we're looking to start the second period of play. So Charlie Lappin taking the face for Indian Hill. One thing you notice about the players from Mason there, it's a big team, big size, really tall guys, and extreme speed. That's what we've noticed so far in the first half, is their ability to get up and down the field has really been beneficial for their kind of play. So Mason will get this one. Shot bounces high off the turf for the Comets. Mason setting up the offense behind the goal. Good defensive move by Ross Lockwood. Good save there by Steve Corral. The cutter had the open look at the goal. Indian Hill's defense needs to work a little bit and try to push these guys out, push them as far as possible. Mason's real bunched up in the middle and creating some confusion. Indian Hill players are even setting picks on themselves, it seems like here. Taylor Craig with the ball for the Comets. Craig passes it off. Mason will set up some offense here. They're spreading out the field as much as possible. Maybe looking for a one-on-one isolation here.
I spent the night in World Tower with it was all boys, too.
And that shot goes wide right for Shannon Slattery. So now it'll be a race to the ball. And nice contact. And Indian Hill comes up with it. Nick Kariakis with the ball. He's going to look up the field to Micah Frankel. Frankel looking at the goal. Good spin move, 2 spin moves. Good check there by the Comets. But somehow Indian Hill comes up with it. Shot is wide left. Looked like Jake Thomas there with the shot for Indian Hill. And Mason will retain the possession.
I spilled red wine.
So interesting fact about Indian Hill, they have senior projects. So actually the seniors this past week didn't have classes. They had their first week of their senior project. So they come in, they do some lacrosse practice, and they work on their senior projects around that schedule. And then they come here and they're playing a game, and that'll take them all the way through as far as they go until graduation. It's a 2-week senior project and an independent project for all the graduating seniors. Number 34, Ronald Swanger with it. He'll pass it off to one of his teammates. Good push there by Indian Hill. Kane's trying to pick up the ball, but and Michael Jamison comes up with it for Indian Hill. Jamison back to Kariakis behind the, actually that's Jake Thomas rather behind the goal. Over to Kariakis. Kariakis finally ends up with the ball for Indian Hill. Passes to the middle of the field. Good rip, but a good stop there by the Comets defense. Kariakis with it now. Kariakis looking for the pass. Again, a shot, and that's going to find the back of the net. A rip from about the 25-yard line. It's about a 15-yard shot, and that goes in. That goes in for Kane Muir. So the Braves take the lead here. 8:55 on the clock. They take the lead 3-2. Kane Muir, a junior midfielder for the Braves, finds the back of the net there. Just a good rip shot, about 15 yards out, as I said earlier. And just a solid play for the Braves. Ross Lockwood with a little bit of extra contact there. Indian Hill unable to come up with the ball, so the Comets will retain it on the offensive side of the field. Comets rip a shot. Fans thought it went in, but it hit the side of the net, so that one doesn't count. Minturn with it now. Minturn can't hold it. Good spin move. Austin Samandel somehow hangs on to it, but it looks like the ball went out of bounds. Or no, it looks like Indian Hill. Good coaching move by Nate Reed. Calls the timeout. So with that, Indian Hill, 8:18 left on the clock. Indian Hill leads it 3-2 here in the second quarter of play. Indian Hill, Kane Muir just taking a good shot, taking the open look. I mean, working the offense a little bit, finding an open shot from about 15 yards out. What a rip at the goal. And that gives them the lead 3-2 here in the second quarter. Hill walking out on the field, already ready to resume play here in the second quarter. So head coach Randy Hubbard trying to pump up his guys. You know, they need to play their game for Mason and use their speed to their advantage. So the Braves come out with the ball here. Frankel behind the goal to Kariakis. And it looks like Indian Hill is just going to set it up at the top of the key. Matt Keller with the ball now. Keller looks inside. Early rip by Mac Minturn. That's going to sail right. Back to Frankel. Frankel with it now to Kariakis. Good check by the number 4 player. That's Andrew Rouse for the Comets, who checked Kariakis earlier. Kariakis will take the ball behind the net for Indian Hill. Mac Minturn with the ball now. Over to Frankel. Frankel back to Kariakis behind the net. Kariakis gets a firm check into the back, but still hangs on to it. Minturn again with the ball in front of the goal. Indian Hill very patient here, trying to make this defense shift as much as possible and then look for that cutter coming across the middle. Marcus Lewis with the ball now for the Braves. Good pass there. Looked like we were going to see a long rip there by Matt Keller. Frankel back to Kariakis. Kariakis with the ball now. Jake Thomas does it again. Finds the back of the net. So Thomas finds the back of the net with 6:41 left, extending Indian Hill's lead 4-2 here in the second quarter of play. So the freshman second goal of the game, number 22 with 2 goals for the Indian Hill Braves. So Lappin thought he'd come up with it there, but turns out Mason will come up with the ball on the faceoff. Taylor Craig with the ball now for the Comets. Craig takes it himself, rips a shot, and that's going to bounce wide. But Mason had a good position there, and they'll come back up with the ball. So the Comets with it now. Good work by Ross Lockwood. The boss coming up, driving it down the field himself, maybe looking for a goal, but he's going to pass off to his teammates. Offense had an advantage there on the fast break. But they'll give Mason a little bit of time to reset their defense, and they'll set up their offense at the same time. Frankel with the ball now for Indian Hill. Frankel over to Muir. Over to Thomas. Thomas with it now. So really just setting up this offense, being patient, and that's what has led to a few shots here for Indian Hill, is being patient and looking for the good shot. Charlie Lappin in the middle. Frankel ripped the shot there. And that's another goal for Indian Hill. So Indian Hill takes their lead up 5-2 here with 5:21 left in the second quarter. So there was a goal there, another one for Jake Thomas. It's who I thought. I just had to confirm it before I said it on the air. So Jake Thomas, hat trick so far tonight. Wow, Indian Hill finds the back of the net. So Indian Hill just rolling on momentum right now. And that's a smart move. The Comets will take a timeout to discuss this a little bit. That goal was scored by Charlie Lappin, number 27. Lappin is a junior midfielder on the team. Coverage of Braves lacrosse on the Indian Hill Television Network wouldn't be possible without the generous support of the Indian Hill Boosters, the PTO, and the ICRC. Their grants have provided us with the equipment to bring Indian Hill sports off of the field or gym and into the community. We appreciate all that they have done to develop our television programming. So with 5:07, Indian Hill extends their lead to 4. Charlie Lappin finding the back of the net. So Indian Hill leads it 6-2. 5:07. Mason trying to regroup here. They got off to the early start, took the early lead in this one, led it 2-0 at one point, and then Indian Hill came back with a goal of their own. So let's see if Indian Hill can't keep rolling on this momentum, and hopefully that timeout for Mason for the Comets will slow Indian Hill's momentum down and allow them a little bit of time to regroup here and maybe get one back here before the end of the first half. So, Keller taking the face-off. And Indian Hill comes up with it. Samandel with the ball now. Samandel looking across to another long stick, but he's unable to come up with the ball. But someone else will come up with it for Indian Hill. And take it down. Defense there. Keller with the shot for Indian Hill. Back to Keller. Keller at the top. So Nick Kariakis behind the goal for Indian Hill. Kariakis spin move. Kariakis is looking for a shot there, looking for a little one-on-one. Drops the ball, but he'll send it back to Keller. Keller will set up the offense for the Braves, it looks like. Jake Thomas with the ball now for the Braves. Thomas behind the goal. A little stutter step there. Spin move by Indian Hill. Shot by Nicky Kariakis, finds the back of the net. So Indian Hill takes their lead up to 7. And that's Nick Kariakis' second goal of the game. Indian Hill leads it 7-2 with under 4 minutes to play. 3:57 on the clock and 7 goals on the board. So Kariakis and his Indian Hill team just rolling on momentum right now into the halftime, extending their lead here. I mean, just real quick spurts we've seen from Indian Hill. Winning the faceoff right there. Keller will take it all the way and takes a shot himself, but that doesn't find. That finds Spencer's netting of his stick, and that was a save by the Comets goalie. So Keller with it now. Actually, correction, that was Muir, I believe. Frankel with the ball now for Indian Hill. Frankel taking himself, looks for a little one-on-one here. Frankel will pass it into Kariakis. Kariakis looking for the shot, but good defensive stop by the Comets. The Comets log stick looks like he's going the other way. Frankel throws a check, but there's a little bit of laundry on the field, so the penalty looks like it's going to go against Indian Hill. Against Frankel for that check. So the Comets will get the possession here. About 3 left to play here in the first half. So Frankel gets called for the illegal push. And Shannon Slattery will take the ball for the Comets. Actually, no, it was number 14 who started with the ball, Tyler Jerrigan. Slattery with the ball. Back to Jerrigan. Jerrigan with it now. Over to Craig. Craig with the ball now. Craig back to Jerrigan. So Mason looking for some cutters, just trying to set up their offense, looking for a goal here before halftime. Craig with it now. Craig looking to create something there on offense. Comets will put it behind the net and will pass it off. And Crawl will scoop it up. Crawl will send that up the field. And Indian Hill's going the other way. Austin Samandel leading the attack there for Indian Hill. Emir with the ball over to Charlie Lappin. Lappin will look to Frankel. Frankel, a little spin move there. Looking to create something, another spin move. Frankel holds on to it, tries to get the shot off. Good defensive work there by the Comets. And the Comets will stop Indian Hill's charge. Comets are headed the other way by Jacob Lucky. Lucky, looks like he got laid out there, and Max Hendricks headed the other way for Indian Hill, showing his speed there. Hendricks takes it all the way and rips a shot that's going to go wide left. And that was off to the races there for the Comets goalie, and it does pay off because the Comets end up with the ball. So back to Spencer. Spencer's going to take it himself. Maybe look to create a little offense or create a little bit of a better pass. Spencer comes all the way past half field before he passes it off to Jordan Barnes, it looks like. Barnes with the ball on the far side for the Comets. And the Wall with the ball now. Crawl will look down the field. Looks for Frankel, and Frankel gets checked out of bounds. Good hit by Burleson for the Comets. Craig tries to rip a shot, but that's knocked down by Andy Pipes. Max Hendricks with the ball now for Indian Hill. Spin move. Hendricks just going to keep it himself now. Hendricks, another spin move. And that's a timeout for Nate Reed and your Indian Hill Braves. The Indian Hill Braves lead it 7-2 with under about 30 seconds left here in the first half. So Indian Hill's momentum has been slowed down a little bit after Mason called that timeout. They have slowed their progress a little, but Indian Hill still leads the game by 5 goals. Last game we actually broadcast here, Indian Hill played very well. At halftime, they led by 13-0 against Anderson, and it seemed like all the seniors scored in that one. The seniors scored 12 goals, and then Jake Thomas, the freshman, was the leader for the underclassmen with 4, and the leading scorer in that game was good old number 4 himself, Nicky Kiriakis, with 5 goals. So Indian Hill maybe looking for a good offensive series here before the halftime. I mean, it'd be good to go in with a goal and go out with some momentum. Nate Reed maybe called it just to say that they want the last shot of this half. 32 seconds left, and Indian Hill already back on the field. Probably looking to maybe extend their lead. We'll see. Kiriakis will take the ball for the Braves. Slick Nick with it now. Let's see if he can't create something, taking it all the way to the corner to set up the Braves offense. And it looks like Indian Hill spread everyone out, looking for an isolation here by Kiriakis. Kiriakis takes it himself, looking for the high shot. That's going to sail past the goal. But good backup by his defender there, or I mean his fellow teammate there, Michael Frankel, who gets the possession for Indian Hill. Frankel takes it by himself. Frankel rips the shot, and it lands in the side netting. I thought it was scored at first, but it lands in the side netting, and so that one doesn't count. So leading scorers here in the first half, the freshman phenom, Jake Thomas with 3 for Indian Hill, Nick Kariakis with 2, Kane Muir with 1, and Charlie Lappin with 1 for the Braves. For the Comets from Mason, Derek Henson with 1 and Matt Bertramis with 1 as well. That's the end of the first half of tonight's contest. At the half, the score is your Indian Hill Braves 7, the Mason Comets 2. Stay tuned and we will see you after the break.
Leader is always on your side.
Yeah, what's up, dude? To Indian Hill High School, where we get ready to start the second half. Looks like Mason will, actually Indian Hill will come up with a face-off. It was a long one. So Indian Hill setting up their offense here. Mac Minturn with the ball for the Braves. Minturn over to actually Indian Hill having a little bit of trouble holding on to the ball there. Mason will be taking that the other way. So an exciting first half of play for the Braves. And that's why they lead it now 7-2 over the Comets. Kariakis with the ball. So at halftime, one of Indian Hill's former great field goal kickers here hit 2 47-yard field goals in his career at Indian Hill. Is going to be joining us in the booth here. Zach Minturn will be in the booth here really shortly. There's some laundry on the field, but looks like the goal will stand for Indian Hill. So Mac Minturn will find the back of the net here with a little over 1 minute to play here in the second half. So Indian Hill takes the lead up 8-2, so they lead it by 6 here in the second half. So as I said earlier, real treat, Zach Minturn in the booth here. Hopefully he's not too bashful and actually gets on the air here and talks just a little bit about life down at Western Kentucky and how football's been since leaving Indian Hill High School.
Is this in your yard?
No, is it a
So Indian Hill, so quick to score, so quick, just a few seconds, just tick off the clock there. So Matt Keller, another senior, so 2 seniors so far in this half, have found the back of the net. And so the Braves lead it 9-2, extending their lead to 7, 10:40 left in the half. So under 2 minutes to play, 2 minutes underway rather in this half, and Indian Hill has already found the back of the net 2 different times. Zach, what do you think? It's seniors, it's the playoffs. What do you think about them coming out here and finding the back of the net like that? So Zach, what's your favorite memory of playing back at good old Tomahawk Stadium? I mean, quite a couple had some field goals here, the 47-yarder. I mean, we had that stuff, but aside from the field goals, what's your favorite memory? So it appears that Zach's audio is not working, so some technical difficulties. I don't know. We'll see if we can't work those out here at the end of this quarter and bring Zach back on. But anyway, Zach was saying that it was pretty tough to decide. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll let me know once we got that all solved out. So Zach, we were talking here. What's your favorite memory?
Can't really say that there is a particular moment. I can say though that my senior year, just in general, just how well of a team that we were and how well we got along with each other, really was probably my favorite memory of my entire football career.
So what's the football family like down in Western Kentucky?
It's definitely a little higher tempo. It was a huge step going from high school to college. But I tell you the truth, I wouldn't take anything back. I love it.
You love it. You love it. So next year, hoping to be the starter. Actually, I think you already got the starting spot.
Got it.
So what are some highlights and some things you're anticipating for next season?
I'm just hoping to kick as well as I can, and now that I'm eligible for the Lou Groza Award, I'm trying to shoot for that this year.
So who are your big opponents? Where are you kicking off against? Huh?
We open up to Indiana, and then we head down to Eastern, which is a 1AA team, and then we're at Alabama, and then we go to we're also at UK and West Virginia.
So that was a good save by Steve Carroll, but then he couldn't find where the ball had deflected to, and Justin Mahoney takes advantage of that, finds the back of the net for Mason. So he'll cut the lead to 6 here with 9:20 left in the third quarter.
Don't give up, guys. Stick with it.
So Zach, are there any teams that you're shaking a little bit? You're thinking about lining up, kicking off against. Just think you might get leveled, or any teams like that next season?
I did say we were playing West Virginia, but I take that back. It's Virginia Tech, and to tell you the truth, I'm starting to sweat about that one because they have the #1 special teams in the nation, and they come very fast off the edges, so a little nervous.
Maybe you're not so nervous. I bet your holder's a little bit more
nervous,
shaken.
Yeah, as long as they can get the ball down, we'll be fine.
That's what it's all about. So back in Cincinnati, the weather's just beautiful. It's been beautiful this week. Probably about a nice 68 degrees here at Tomahawk Stadium. Just wonderful breeze here tonight too. So Zach, tell me what you know about this ball with these sticks and these balls. What do you know about this sport?
Don't know much, but I am learning more and more every day. Been to the past 4 games and rocking it out. And I know I'm starting to get my knowledge on it.
So Nicky Kiriakis takes the underhanded shot there, finds the back of the net, takes it up to double-digit scores. Indian Hill leads it 10-3. With 8:39 on the clock. Kiriakis with a hat trick of his own joins Jake Thomas with that elusive 3-goal club in today's game. Kiriakis also has 2 assists in today's contest. So Indian Hill, obviously you got to they come out to the early lead here at Tomahawk Stadium. What does that do for your confidence?
Just brings it up. I mean, I showed up at halftime, and I was told that we were tied at 2, and looking at the score now, 10-3 is they're just killing it.
Mason came out, obviously a bigger team physically, and they had a lot of speed. They came out really strong in the first quarter. In fact, put the first 2 goals into the back of the net, but Indian Hill was able to answer, and then they continued to answer throughout that half, taking it all the way to 7-2 at halftime. They've come out pretty strong here so far in the second half. So Zach, you were a freshman. You played a little bit of varsity football here when you were a freshman. What's it like playing up? But Jake Thomas, I mentioned that, number 22, is one of those freshmen. He has 3 goals already in this game. Had 4 goals against Anderson. And what does it mean, playing up at the varsity level as a freshman?
Well, in the beginning, you really kind of get nervous. But tell you the truth, the upperclassmen really rally around you and really boost your confidence about everything. And still early in the season, you really start to feel comfortable and just start playing like you do, and don't even think about you're a freshman playing against all upperclassmen.
That's good. It's always good when the upperclassmen embrace you and bring you into the sports team. Your brother scored a goal. You got to see that.
I did.
I don't know how many goals Mac has scored this year. Do you know at all? Or
I don't know. I remember at the Turpin game, it was tied, and Mac had the goal to break that tie and start our run we had there. So, I'm really proud of him this season.
Indian Hill has really improved lately. You look at all these games recently. I mean, just coming in win after win after win. I mean, 4 W's looking down the schedule. Before that, they had 2 W's going into that loss against Upper Arlington. Just a well-fought game. Indian Hill had it tied 1-1 at the end of the first quarter, and then at halftime, it was only 3-0. It was only 3-1. Ended up losing it 3-8. But that was just a great game. Indian Hill came out and played against a great team, and maybe if things keep going their way, like the back of their shirt says, play 20, maybe they'll play 20 and they'll see Upper Arlington in that final game.
I'm hoping so.
Up at State. So the Wall with the ball now for Indian Hill. Fires a hard pass, but Indian Hill still comes up with it off the ground. So, you know, Marcus Lewis, Ross Lockwood, one of their favorite places to go. Quatman's. You obviously know about these Quatman's burgers. You know, what can you say for those?
Very delicious. It's traditional style and good.
Good. So Derek Henson there passes it to one of his fellow teammates. No one's going to sail past the goal, but Indian Hill will get the possession because it was a pass that traveled out of bounds. So looks like Boss. Is that Ross Lockwood? Yeah, it looks like the Boss there. I mean, the big Boss man. He's a Haas with the ball. And now Indian Hill will send it up the other direction. Good stop move there. Charlie Lappin with it now for Indian Hill. Great check by Henson. Just a good check, just levels him. Kind of wish we had a replay and a little slow motion for that one. So that ball travels over the goalpost. You're familiar with that territory there.
Very.
Now it's sent the other way, but he's unable to come up with it. Uses his shoulder trying to get the ball, but Ross Lockwood just waiting for him in midfield. Just Ross Lockwood, Nicky Kiriakis, and I believe Danny Gill are playing in the East-West All-Star game for football here in about 2 weeks. So, you know, once the cross season ends, Kiriakis and Lockwood will both have to focus in and, you know, get to play in that game. Zach, did you play in the East-West All-Star game, or you guys had graduation on the same?
Graduation.
I mean, what a tough decision. You know, you got your parents, you got the family, you got everybody coming out trying to support you for walking at graduation, and then you got the East-West All-Star game. Always had to be a tough choice there.
Yeah,
especially for a high school kid. I mean, a high school football player that's going to play in college. That's a tough decision. I mean,
I figured that I'd still have more opportunities to play, and this wasn't my last one, so I could forfeit that one game.
you know, that's not a bad choice.
Only going to get to walk in high school graduation once.
At least we would hope.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mason will pick it up. The Comets go in the other direction. That's Shannon Slattery with the ball for the Comets. Slattery over to Jared. Jared with the shot, it looks like, if he held on to it. Yes, it is. It's Tyler Jaring. Actually, take that back. Jaring must have passed off. That's number 31, Justin Mahoney, with his second goal of the game. So for the senior at attack, he finds the goal for the second time tonight and cuts the lead to 6 with 4:21 left in the third quarter. Now, if you're Mason's coach, you know you got to be happy. They're chipping away here, but what are you thinking? What are you telling your kids here?
For Mason?
Yeah, for Mason, the Comets.
Just keep doing what they're doing. Like, I mean, it's paying off and slowing the Braves down on their attack, but I don't know, we'll see.
So Charlie Lappin with the ball for Indian Hill. Lappin over to Kay Muir. Muir to Frankel. Frankel pass it all the way behind the back of the net. Looks like Jake Thomas with the ball. Keller with it. Keller already with one goal in tonight's contest.
Nice passes, boys.
Muir with it at the top. So Indian Hill doing a good job setting up the offense here.
Very good job. It's becoming a very physical game now.
Mason trying to use that size as an advantage almost. So Zach, what's your favorite part about being back here at Tomahawk? I mean, some of the changes, new press box, obviously that we're sitting in, new lights. I don't know. I don't know what else is new, but I'm sure there's something. Oh, softball dugouts, right? Those are new.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are new. Those are nice. So, but there's a goal. Bounce shot for Michael Frankel with the goal. That's his first of the night. So all the seniors contributing in this one, it seems like. Just got to get Jamison, and we got to get Lockwood on defense. And hey, if Steve Krall can get out of the net, stop being the wall that he is, take it down the field, find the back of the net, maybe all the seniors will have one tonight. And Austin Samandel, how can I forget him? And Andrew Kiriakis told this elaborate tale about how he wrestled an anaconda and how tough he was. Completely made up story here in the booth. I didn't even know what to think about it in our first broadcast of lacrosse this year. But a senior there, Matt Keller, will come up with it and he'll pass it. Pass it off. Looks like Frankel has it now. Frankel behind the goal. That's Kiriakis. Kiriakis to the freshman, Jake Thomas. Thomas over to Mac Minturn. And Indian Hill will just take their time here, set up the offense. Indian Hill in no rush. Their only enemy of the clock. So Milkman in the house right now. Gotta love that. Wish we had a little ISO on him. He had a good football season this year.
Go Mac.
So good save by Steve Krall. It's going the other way. Austin Samandel with it. Maybe he'll take it down and get his rip on the goal. So the long stick with it now. Good spin move by Samandel. Samandel tries to get the pass to Kiriakis, but that'll sail a little bit high. And Mason will come up with the ball. George Burleson with the ball for the Comets. And he'll pass it over to Spencer. Spencer will look up the field to Andrew Rosaus with the ball now for the Comets. He'll keep himself looking for maybe a cutter here. Good cut in front of the goal. Good stop by Steve Krall. So the Great Wall of China there in the net. It's hard to break through that one. So Tyler Buckles into the game, one of the two players that switched positions earlier this year, switched from midfield to defense.
Matt, watch the double, Matt!
Always a tough job to have to switch positions in any sport, not just lacrosse. Henson with the ball for the Comets. He'll hang on to it somehow after a couple hits are just laid on him. Matt Bertramis, he's going to hand it off to one of his teammates. Bertramis comes back up with it, picks it up off the ground, rips a shot. That's going to go high, but it's snagged by Steve Krall. Krall looking the other way. Buckles trying to come up with it. Swanger with the ball. He's going to pass it off. Looks like Tony Rapp. Rapp with the ball for the Comets. Rapp passes behind the net. They're trying to set up some offense here. Good defense, but there's a flag on the field. Lots of laundry. Minturn, you better get out your quarters because there's just so much laundry out there. Not sure the call, but you never like that terrible towel. So what do you think? You guys, you ever get flags thrown on you? In practice, the coaches pull them out. Does it make you guys nervous? You have to run any when you guys get penalties like that when the yellow flag comes out, or?
If it is 15 yards or more, it is a half gasser.
So what's for us who don't play college football? What is a gasser?
Half gas. We do half gassers, and that is from one sideline to the other. You touch with your foot, and sprint back.
So that's about what, 53 yards?
I think so.
Something like that. Okay. Anyways, back to action here. Under 5 seconds to play. 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Indian Hill leads it 11-4. Now, Indian Hill came out really strong in this half. Mason, you have 1 quarter left. What are you saying? If you're Coach Randy Hubbard, what are you telling the Comets right now?
I mean, just got to step into another gear and try to match these 7 goals that you're down by, and just stop this tenacious Braves offense.
In the bar.
So lacrosse is one of those sports where you can score very quickly, and you know you can take the lead, you can take the game over, and it seems like it's one of those momentum sports.
Very.
So hopefully for Mason, you know, that's what they're talking about. They're talking a lot, as you mentioned. You know, you got to take it to the next gear. I mean, this is it. This is do or die, and this is the last quarter for these seniors who play on this Mason team, which there are 5 of them. So for the 5 seniors, and for those who are actually out there on the field, this is the last minutes of high school lacrosse and maybe of high school sports that they ever get to play here. So they got to take it to the next level. Indian Hills defense, I mean, that's the lovely thing, and that's the beautiful thing about the playoffs is, you know, it's always do or die. There's no tomorrow for any team, and it makes every team dangerous. And I mean, speaking of dangerous teams, NCAA tournament, Western Kentucky surprised quite a few people. I mean, I feel like I should have just picked the colleges where I had friends at, because you guys, Davidson, I mean, look at you both. I mean, you both did pretty well. So
They surprised me.
So what was the campus life like down there when you guys won that game?
We actually had practice, and we delayed the practice because none of the players would come out of the players' lounge because we were all watching it. And finally, when it ended, we stepped out on that field, and everybody on campus was going wild.
Let us know what you think of Braves lacrosse on the Indian Hill Television Network by calling our viewer feedback phone at 272-4590. Phone lines are open 24 hours a day, so give us a call and tell us how we are doing. Once again, that's 272-4590. So Zach, first time on the air, how does it feel?
It's a little nervous.
I mean, just a little conversation, just hanging out, watching a good old lacrosse game here. That shot ripped by Keller. Good shot, but great save by Spencer.
Thought that was going to sneak in.
Yeah, I did. I thought I would sneak in 5-hole there right between the legs, but it's a good stop by the Comets. And Spencer, he's not shy to take it up the field here. He's trying to get something started because, as you said, they got to take it to that next gear. Goalie's hustling back. Got to hustle soon because Indian Hill's pushing the ball back up the field. Frankel with it now for the Braves.
There you go, Jake.
Frankel behind the net. Pass it. Muir with it now. Muir goes to Keller. Keller with the ball now. So Mason fans encouraging their defense to put a little pressure on because they know their only enemy here is the clock. They're down and they need to score, and they need to get some offensive opportunities for the Comets.
Stay with him, Shannon.
Oh, great shot.
So Max Hendricks will find the back of the net for the Braves, and that takes their lead to 12. Not their lead, but rather that takes their score to 12. That takes their lead to 8. I never was too good at math, Zach. Always trying, but you know, us TCOM, us TV guys, you know, the math class is always the most basic thing. It's all those writing classes that I have to try to work to improve. So with under 10 and a half minutes left to play here in the game, Indian Hill leads it 12-4. And Zach, what did you see in that goal there by Max Hendricks?
Just, you know, it was an open alley and great shot, confusing the goalie with the bounce, and once again, a great shot.
So a great shot for the sophomore, Max Hendricks. And he adds to the Braves' lead. Good defense. Putting pressure on Kane. And
Good try, Kane.
goalie out of the net, but Hansen will come up with the wild pass. No, he won't. Indian Hill's taking it the other way. And Mason's goalie's forced to hustle back to the goal, but he comes up with a set. Oh, I thought I was going to bounce in the back of the net there, but they come up with it and they're headed the other way. Henson with the ball. Over to Justin Mahoney. And it looks like Mahoney Pelley's going to hold it himself here. Mahoney has 2 goals already in the game. 2 of the 4 goals, so he's got half of the Comets' goals. Back to Henson, ends up with it again. Henson has 1 of the other goals for the Comets. Henson trying to take it himself, but good job stepping over with the help by the Indian Hill defense. So Indian Hill's defense doing a good job of really pushing the Mason players out all the way to the borders as far as they can put them out. And that's a shot. It's going to find the back of the net for Mason. So maybe that's the second year that they needed to kick it in here with 8:29 on the clock. Mason cuts the lead 12-5.
Go, Matt.
And that was by Ronald Swanger. That's his first goal of the game for the Comets. So there's some energy right there from the announcing booth. I mean, throwing the music in, pumping the guys up. I think they like that. They've done that for the past 2 or 3 games. And, I mean, Braves have really elevated their play. You know, winning 10-5 at Milford, or at home against Milford earlier this week. 12-6 at Turpin, a 20-2 win, which we witnessed against Anderson, and 12-1 before that at Kings. So Indian Hill coming up with some big wins and a lot of goals. So Samanda looking for the assist there. Kariakis will take it himself, pick it up off the ground, clean up the garbage. Kariakis finds it for the 4th time tonight, so that's 4 for number 4. Man, the senior captain's got to be happy with those results. So that makes it a baker's dozen for Indian Hill. Indian Hill leads it 13-5 with 7:53, just under 8 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter at Tomahawk Stadium. So probably the last game they'll ever play, and you know, Kariakis has got to like those memories. You know, 4 goals, and last game you ever play at Tomahawk Stadium. The Indian Hill Television Network production crew for tonight's game are Mr. Dennis Dubb, that producer, Robert Hinn as the director, Joey Gill on camera, and a new cameraman, Abraham, is our other cameraman. So they've just been a tremendous help here and make the broadcast what it is and make it just look so wonderful for all you viewers back at home, or if you're watching online at ihtn.org. You can check out plenty of our other shows like The Hot Seat or several other lacrosse games, basketball games from earlier this season. Even some middle school wrestling sports reports are up there. So a lot of good stuff. If you're watching this on TV, check it out right now, ihtn.org. Michael Jamison will take the ball for the Braves here. And, you know, if Indian Hill does hold on to win this, looks like they probably will. I mean, they've just been so dominant. All the momentum seems to have been going their way. If Indian Hill does hold on in these final 7 minutes, they will most likely face Moeller in the next round of the playoffs. That game will not be at home. I'm not quite sure of the location, but
I think it's at Moeller.
I think it is at Moeller. I'm not sure where Moeller's home field is, though.
It's at now at their campus.
Oh, wow. So Moeller, all these improvements since I've been gone. Moeller has a home field. Impressive. They don't have to play, you know, because remember they used to play at different schools. Purcell. Remember they used to play at Purcell's field. They played at multiple different fields just because they didn't have the home field.
They are back at home.
So that's got to be nice to play at home. So Indian Hill will travel to Moeller. Not too far for the Indian Hill faithful to support their Braves in the second round of the tournament. Frankel with it now. Frankel using his arm as a shield there, kind of like that stiff arm that you see in football a little bit. Frankel with it now, behind the net, so he's going to swoop around, but passes it off. Kariakis with it now. You know, the thing I'm so impressed with, Nick Not only does he score 4 goals, well, that one would have gone in too. And they throw a flag, not quite sure what the penalty is there for. So it's a technical for a delay of game, a legal procedure against Nikki Kiriakis. But number 4, you know, sporting the pink sick. You gotta love that. You know, sporting pink. That's tough. It takes a real man to sport pink, but it takes an even bigger man, an even bigger athlete to score 4 goals in a lacrosse game. So the Comets will be a man up, and they got to look to get some back here. They got to take it into that second gear that you mentioned earlier, Zach. That's Craig. They're going to look inside, but they need help bunch their defense up, playing a good zone, and Charlie Lappin with the ball for the Braves.
Indian Hill's defense playing really well right now.
Good hit there. You know, I was surprised that Shannon Slattery, I mean, he had a lot of push there. It's good contact. So it's just a scramble for the ball, and bodies are just hitting the field left and right. Looks like it's going to be a timeout. I think it's a timeout for Indian Hill, I want to say. So Nate Reed takes a timeout. Now, let's put yourself in the other position here. Nate Reed, you're leading 13-5. Now, what are you telling your team here? You got about 5 minutes left in this game. What are you telling the guys?
I will tell them to keep playing very well on defense. They're doing a great job of that right now, and just when they get it in the offensive zone, just kill time. And if you see a shot, take it, but try to milk that clock down.
Yes, that is what they're looking to do. They got to look to just keep milking that clock down, as you said. I mean, the clock, their only enemy here, their only enemy from the second round. They have a substantial lead here with 5:11 left in the fourth quarter here at Indian Hill High School. A little sandstorm, you know. It's going to pump the guys up a little bit. And good old Coach Kevin Seipel, you know, makes an appearance here at the lacrosse game. Supporting his athletes. You know, he has multiple athletes out there on the field, multiple seniors. You know, this is, you know, who maybe thought their last time at Tomahawk putting on football pads, you know. They won that game, and they're going to win this final game here at Tomahawk Stadium as well. So just good memories when they think back to good old Tomahawk, their senior year. Jake Thomas with the ball for the Braves behind the net. Marcus Lewis with the ball. Should mention Marcus will continue his football career after high school at Indiana State University, hopefully playing linebacker there next year. So George Burleson with the ball. Passes it back to Spencer. Spencer with it now. It looks like Spencer's going to, oh, he didn't play it too far upfield like I thought he was going to. Throws the jump ball up, and Krawl's going to come up with this one. Krawl's just going to let it roll out of bounds, and he'll take it. Actually, he'll let one of his teammates take it there. It's like 28 Tucker Isgry, I believe. I'm not sure. But Krawl gets it back. No, actually, there's that 26. That's Andy Pipes. Sorry for the miss. I just couldn't see the number there. So, advantage here, clearly one-on-one. Krawl comes up with the unbelievable save there. What a save. You know, he's pumped up, fired up. The wall right there. A brick wall on the goal. It's hard to get it past that. The mortar is set. But they find the back of the net, and they'll cut the lead to 7. And that goal was by Justin Mahoney. That's his third, so that'll be the third hat trick we've seen on the day for both teams in combination there. So 3 goals makes it 13 to, I thought it was 6, but I believe it's 5. I guess they changed the scoreboard that quick on me, so 13 to 5, 3:47 left. Actually, it's 13 to 6. They just haven't changed that yet. Looking down at my stat sheet, hopefully they change that soon.
How about the goal?
So yeah, as we see, they correct the scoreboard error, and now it finally has the 6 up there. So there's flags on the field, but Mason has the advantage. So it's got to be a penalty against the Braves. Looks like the foul was against Andy Pipes. So that's a 1-minute penalty. And so Mason, I mean, 3:20 left here in the game. They got to look to capitalize multiple times. Multiple times here in this 1-minute advantage. They have to just come with it. I mean, they got nothing left but just fire shots. And there's your best defender as a goalie, hits off the post. That shot again by Justin Mahoney, who already has 3 in tonight's contest. Slattery with the ball. He's going to pass it. Looking for the jump shot. Looked like Josh Puckett with the jump shot there. Ross loses it. There's a shot. Great save by Steve Kroll. Just making it happen in the goal tonight. Austin Samandel up the field to Frankel. Frankel shrugged the defenders with his arm, but it might be sending it back the other way, using his arm a little bit too much. And the ref in the middle of the field will make that call rather than one down on the end line. A little interesting sometimes, but sometimes you have a different angle and you can see things better. High pass, but using his height to his advantage was Taylor Craig. Craig with the ball for Mason, passes up the field. Justin Mahoney with it now. Mahoney, I mean, got to be thinking about goal here. You got 2 minutes left. But looks like they're going to settle down and maybe try to get a moral victory here. Put a couple in, maybe one in. One good shot in before the end of this game, or a couple. I mean, there's still 2:10 left on the clock. The attempted shot there by Josh Puckert, but Indian Hill sending it the other way. Now they're off to the races. Looks like Spencer's going to come out of the goal and scoop that one up. Good pressure by Indian Hill there. Hanson comes up with it. Hanson will take it, use speed to his advantage. Little turbo button there, if you will. Bart Bertramis earlier with the ball. Ross Lockwood just getting mauled by defenders there. Ooh. And now the game's just getting a little out of hand. Ref's going to blow the whistle, and they're going to calm it down a little bit. That loose ball, you're seeing hits left and right. It's tough, you know, when you know it's your last game, you know it's going to be over. I mean, under 1:30 to play. It's tough not just want to maybe give a little cheap shot, maybe just level the opponent, you know, just for one last time, for one kick, but it's not necessarily the sportsmanlike thing to do, and the ref's going to settle it down a little bit and stop it before it gets out of hand. So great job to the officiating crew here tonight. So 1:19 left on the clock. Indian Hill leads it 13-6, so that's a baker's dozen for the Braves, and always wonderful. You know, those Indian Hill moms know how to cook. Mama Kariakis, I mean, Anita Minturn, just to mention a few. I could go down the list, but they are all incredible cooks. I mean, you look at what they have down here at the concession stand. I mean, crab cakes, gourmet burgers, beef tips. I mean, it surprises me when I hear what we have at our concession stand, because it definitely tops the one that we have at college. So good stuff. About a minute left to play here in the contest. So it looks like Indian Hill, unless there's some miracle that happens for Mason, Indian Hill will hold on with the victory, and they will face Moeller on Wednesday night. So looking down the list, leading scorers for Mason with 3 goals, number 31, Justin Mahoney. 1 goal by Ronald Swanger. A goal by Matt Bertramis in the first half, and another goal by Derek Henson in the first half. For the Braves, leading scorer tonight, Nikki Kariakis, the senior, with 4 goals. Number 3, Jake Thomas, the freshman sensation, with 1 goal. Looks like Indian Hill is going to find another goal. Nikki Kariakis is going to find it again. So make it 5 for Nikki Kariakis. Let me change that. So that extends it 14-6 with 30 seconds left here in the game. Kane Muir with 1. Michael Frankel, the senior, with 1. Mac Minturn with a goal. Charlie Lappin with a goal. And Max Hendricks, the sophomore sensation, with a goal. So overall, a lot of players scoring for Indian Hill. Always good to see when you got that offense working and you got multiple players as multiple threats. Kariakis finds the goal for the 5th time. Surprised. You know, I thought the clock was almost just going to run out there, but Tyler Buckles with the ball for Indian Hill, and there's some call there, and it's going the other way. So Mason looking for one more goal before the end of the half. 10 seconds left. They're just going to throw that up. Tyler Buckles with it. He's going to pass it down. Well, Zach, it was great having you in the booth. Good luck with football next year. It was great having you. Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the IHDN in association with the ICRC. For our producer, Mr. Dennis Dubb, director Robert Hinn, and our entire crew. I'm Peter Carr for Zach Minturn saying good night from Indian Hill High School, where your final score is Braves 14, Comets 6. So long, everyone.